Welcome back again to Lifestyles for Women. As we continue our show today, we are continuing talking with Kathy Miner, who has lost 252 pounds. And we're going to share the story about how it's made such a tremendous difference in your life, as well as give the message that we want to share with others today about hope for them as well. All right, we had Russell on the show, just the interview right before this particular interview, and it was such a love story. I love the story, how he came rushing to you after so many years, and you met back up in a parking lot from your high school.
Yeah, junior high.
Junior high, and you were telling me just a second ago that tell me how what you felt when you hadn't seen him in such a long time, and he comes running to you in this parking lot, and tell me that story real quick.
It was just amazing. It was almost like something you would see on a television movie, a Hallmark Channel movie.
Yes.
He got out of his truck, and I was eager to see him, and he went around to the passenger side of his vehicle, and I was wondering, well, what was he doing? And the next thing I know, he's got this huge bouquet of balloons. And he had one that had a pink ribbon symbolizing breast cancer.
Because you're a survivor.
Yes. And he just literally was running across the parking lot. It was just something that you'd see on a movie. And we just ran at each other's arms, and we were both crying. And the minute we hugged each other, everything just kind of clicked in place for us.
Such a godsend for
yes,
both of you.
Most definitely.
Wow. Well, let's talk about how you have lost your weight. Mm-hmm. 255 pounds is unbelievable.
Yes.
With being coached by Russell and your determination. Tell me about what factors caused you to become overweight in life.
Well, it all started back in 1997. I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. I went into a special treatment protocol, and during that time of my treatments, I gained 80 pounds in a year. And that was medications and just different things, metabolism shutting down. And once I finished with my treatments, I was blessed to be cancer-free, but the overeating caused me to become very depressed. Mm-hmm. I was not used to having all this excess weight on me. And it became a vicious cycle of binge eating. I ate because I was depressed, and I was depressed because of the weight and because of eating. So it's just that, that spiral effect. It just keeps going and going, and it's like you're just drowning, and there's no recovery from it.
It's kind of like one feeds off the other. You have the depression, then you have the weight gain, and then you eat because you're depressed, and then you're depressed because you eat. It's
exactly.
Kind of very interesting.
Yes. And then it continued on. Life happens. In 2008, my husband died of colon cancer, so that added to the depression. And it just escalated. I mean, it was a continual gaining weight, and caused issues for me. I mean, I got to the point where, I was weighing over 400 pounds when I would go to the doctor's office. Was weighing very easily over 400 pounds.
Goodness.
I couldn't even bend over to tie my shoes. I couldn't even put on socks.
Wow.
And even the basic personal hygiene, I could not even do that for myself anymore.
Right, and as you see these pictures that we've been showing during the show, it's just remarkable. You really did. You got up to what, almost to 400 pounds?
I was over. Yes, I would say I was probably very easily over 400.
Right. Do you think that women that becoming overweight is something a woman can control, or is it something that she's born with without a choice? How do you feel about that?
I definitely don't think it's anything that we're born with. I really do believe that we're born into the homes, and there's models, whether it be our parents, the role models, our parents, whether it's siblings, friends, neighbors. It all starts from the home, being raised and seeing those role models, being out of shape, overweight, and just poor eating habits that are established from that lifestyle.
Right. What about when you became overweight? How did it impact your health?
It was terrible, devastating, and it's kind of shameful to say that I sat there and beat a stage 4 breast cancer to be faced with the issues of obesity, morbid obesity. I had problems with very high blood pressure, stroke level, cholesterols levels, and depressions, arthritis. I had a multitude
goodness.
of ailments that I want to say that came from being obese.
Right. And you don't really put it together, when you're eating, you're not really thinking about those
No.
things because you're just eating out of maybe a lot of habit as well. What about, I know what sickness has been overweight caused you? I know you went through some of those. Was there anything else? I mean, I don't mean to say anything else,
Oh,
but you had
yes,
a lot.
I had a lot. Had allergies, suffered from irritable bowel syndrome, had sleeping problems, had endothelial dysfunction, lack of energy, sleeplessness. I mean, everything. I had so many things. But I'm proud to say that I am now off of all my medications, no prescription medications at all.
Congratulations.
Yes, even had thyroid issues also, and all that has been eliminated.
Right. And the real true question is, I'm going to ask you, you don't have to answer this right now until we come back from the break, so that people may want to stay for that. What did you use? What strategy did you use to lose the weight? Because you didn't use like go out and take pills or anything like that. You had a strategy that was a natural strategy.
Yes, I did.
And I want to share that. So anyway, we'll be back in just a second. We have to take this break. Don't go away. You want to hear the rest of this story, and we'll be right back with you in just a moment.